Absolutely. Good. Oh, yes. One final time this season, you're going to hear my voice as the race director. No, I mean, since we started in February this year, um, it was only upslope, and we hope to continue like this for the time to come. But definitely not fed up with ISDA, not fed up with sim racing. I love it here. I love what we created. I'm absolutely proud of what we created so far, and yeah, I hope it only gets even better. Yeah, it's kind of normal to have drivers drop throughout the season. I mean, this is only a game, and we always treat it like that when it comes to real life stuff. So we're not, we're pretty much forgiving if you have real life reasons to fulfill. Then it's absolutely clear. I mean, even if you are a member of crew or high up staff members, real life comes first. Real life must come first. Otherwise, we are having an issue right here. So, yeah, during the season, of course, we are expecting the driver numbers to drop. We started with 62 drivers, I think, from the race one in Zandvoort. I don't know how it feels for you. For me, it feels like yesterday. And yeah, 7 races after, here we are at Oulton Park, ready for one final push and to end this season, and hoping to start some new experience and end this year on a pretty high note.
Well, of course. I mean, yeah, that first race as Zandvoort was an eye opener, and then the second. It's been a tumultuous season with a level of talent that I honestly wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting the level of competition at the head of the field. Even though we do have the two tiers, there's only so much you can do with a GT3 car, or so I thought.
Yeah, I mean, you know that we always push for quality, we don't push for quantity, but quantity surely gives us a tighter grid. So when we have a grid of 30 cars to fill, filling it with 200 people in 7 grids will always make racing much, much closer than with only 30 drivers who sign up for a league.
Yes.
And this is what happened this season, of course. We are really proud to have pulled through our first season with 2 separate servers at once, with race control crews maintaining the same level on both classes. We, in fact, shifted stewards each race between Pro and AM classes. The race directors actually stood the same, but stewards were always going for one or the other server each race. So this is what we did to make it a lot more consistent, to have the same level of quality in both tiers. And yeah, I hope that drivers were satisfied with this. For some of the guys here, this is the first competitive league that they participated in. Mm-hmm. They loved it. For other drivers, this is their third or fourth season with ISDA. They still love it, and yeah, I mean, a great sense of pride, a great smile on our face for each race, and definitely it paid off to do hours and hours and days of effort to make it clean. And yeah, hopefully another clean race is awaiting us this evening. And if not, the race control is staffed so that we make corrective measures.
A very difficult evening for the drivers tonight. a lot more variation in the flat-out pace of the first to the end of the field. How do you think the drivers will fare with the inclement conditions in the lower light, and having that variation again? We saw at Donington Park. It was a interesting experience.
So drivers, it was Misano actually, not
Misano, wasn't it? Yes, yeah.
So drivers were warned back then, and we applied some serious penalties on that race. Of course, not to the satisfying feeling for a lot of drivers, but once again, during the briefing we make on each race, the drivers were warned for racing standards, so that first and foremost, they don't battle the guys from another class. So if they're pro drivers, don't battle AM drivers, and vice versa.
Yes.
And if you do, very harsh penalties waiting for you. This is for practical reason. We don't want drivers to interfere in one another's championship when they're not directly battling. So we don't want that a pro driver crashes an AM leader out just because we merged the classes tonight. So anyway, we'll be keeping an eye out on everything that's happening. You see on the scoreboard, the white numbers are for pro drivers, the red numbers are for AM drivers. So whenever there is a fight between them, that means that they're not behaving like we expect.
As fun as it may be.
Yeah.
It's not what we're here for. No, absolutely. Next season then, we are looking at a bit of a break in the official GT3 seasons, but lots of racing to be done at ISDA. For the drivers who are watching the live stream, be sure to keep your eye on the announcements channel. What do we have coming up, Mally?
So we are going to make what we call a filler season, and this is always a chance to try out something peculiar. Of course, not too dodgy, but something else that you didn't think of before. We still did not announce it. We will in the coming days, but it will be a 5-week championship that will end before Christmas. So most likely we'll give it 2 weeks of break so that drivers can start practicing, so that we have enough time to promote the season, to invite all the drivers in, and then we are hoping for a challenge of 4 or 5 races, most likely 5, to end this year. And after the winter break, after the winter holidays, then we hope to resume racing in an outstanding championship once again.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Mally, I will let you get to the control box and oversee the proceedings through qualifying. Are we expecting any issues through the rest of qualifying with this mix of the two grids?
Hopefully not, but I cannot make a prediction. It's all about the drivers. The drivers are good. We absolutely love them. And when we punish them, it's not because we like to do it, it's because we feel that there's an urge to do it. And so far drivers accept it really, really good, and they know that it's for greater good. So if there are issues, we're going to sort it out, but hopefully we are set for a calm evening.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for dropping in, Mally. Really appreciate it. As always, it's awesome to talk to you. It's great to have this openness with ISDA, that the drivers can come and see what's being decided and talked about in the background, as well as being able to appreciate the action on track.
Likewise, mate. Thank you so much for the interview, and thank you so much for the whole season. It was... since I'm not competing, obviously, Friday morning on work, when I make a coffee, I put the headphones and I always play the stream back. Not only to see what happened in the race from another point of view, but just to enjoy the commentary of yours. So yeah, this one's for you. And thank you so much. I hope that everyone watching will enjoy the evening as much as we hope to do, and that people will, that you guys watching the stream will like the stream, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media, and of course, come join, say hello. We're more than open for any sorts of racing.
Absolutely. There's been conversations regarding race room, and going back to the original Assetto Corsa on occasions in the staff chats that I've been privy to. So anything's up for offer if there's demand from the drivers.
Yep. The main thing is the demand from drivers. We are primarily an ACC league. We were actually, one of our goals towards the end of this year was to make a season on another platform. We pretty much achieved this with Rally, with Dirt Rally 2.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as AC or race room, we didn't quite achieve this. The demand is still pretty low on our league. But yeah, we're also open to this. I'm a huge fan of race room because of the cars and tracks it offers. I hope there will be more demand in the future so that we can try and organize something. But I think the race room in general is suffering from this issue, and that it will take much more effort to try and make a full-blown season like we did with ACC.
100%. 100%. No, I totally agree with you. But yes, drivers, it is a driver-driven league. So get signed up and get your opinions heard so that Mally can listen to them and take them into account when it comes to where and what we drive in the next few seasons. I think is the message.
Not only Mali. This is a setup that's being dragged on by multiple people, and I thank them all because they were so selfless in the past few weeks, in the past few months, and some of them since day zero, including you. So I would like to use this opportunity. I'm sorry for holding up on your stream, but I'd like to use this opportunity to thank Dane, Andre, Alex, Nicola, yourself as well, for sticking around and for being true ambassadors of International Sim Drivers Association.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. It is an absolute pleasure. Oh, that was a very big moment for the 125 car. It's an absolute pleasure, as always, to be in your company and be involved with ISDA. It really is. I will let you get back to race control and talk the rest of the 4 minutes and 20 that we have left of qualifying.
Just enough, I hope.
Just enough to get a couple more laps in and to run down the entire field that we have. Also, Mex is beast moding it in that 886 car.
Yeah, also his teammate Milutinovic in 94 car. It looks like Mercedes cars are on a high here.
100%. Something I can well imagine that has something to do with the... Oh, as he gets it very wrong in the last sector. But yes, I can well imagine it very much suits the Mercedes with the engine being behind the front axle and that long nose giving a really good balance over these bumps. Makes it a really forgiving ride, I'm sure. Anyway,
yeah,
looks pretty. Anyway, Mally, I'll let you get going. You have a lovely race. I hope there are no incidents, and I hope that we don't see the safety car tonight.
I mean, there's only one guy hoping for safety car tonight, and that's Alex, who is driving the safety car.
Yep. Hasn't he just got his CSL DE set up as well?
Yeah.
That's why he wants to do it.
So, man, I hope for a podcast that we discuss.
Oh, yeah. No, it would be interesting to see how well my comments have aged, because I remember being very, very opinionated about that.
And it was lovely. I love it. So, to those of you who are watching ISDA right now, when this race is over, check out our YouTube channel. There are some podcasts we made with Ike and the crew, so you can meet us more. And you can also check out some opinions that we threw out straight out of the box. No No pressure at all. Just honest opinions, and yeah,
Yeah,
nothing
100%.
more to add.
100%. Right, let me let you go and go and join the rest of the crew up in the race control room. Mally, it's always a pleasure. Thank you to all the staff that are keeping this going. We know how difficult it is. Well, I know how difficult it is to keep it going in the background as well.
Yep.
But
Also, one more thing to add. I would like
Yep.
to thank to all of those who support our league, whether it's through monetary donations. Those guys really, really rock, because it's not cheap to run a league. It's not definitely free. So big thanks and big shout out to all of the supporters of ISDA, but also to those who follow us on social media, to those of guys who race, and for those guys who stick around and our Discord and make it a really, really enjoyable time.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Thank you, Ike. I'm sorry for dragging this
You're
too long.
fine. You're absolutely fine. I've got all the time in the world for you, Mally. You know this. It's just a shame. Well, it's a shame that we're both so busy that we can't hang out like we used to.
Yeah, I know.
It's a shame.
I 100%, as you say.
But we will hopefully get to do that in the future. It would be very nice to just be able to sit back with a beer and chill out again.
Yes.
Anyway.
Well, Mondays are reserved for that, sometimes Tuesdays, so both you and all of the other drivers are more than welcome to come open a beer. It's fun racing, it's not competitive at all, so it makes a really enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ike. Wish you a good evening, and wish everyone watching, everyone driving, an amazing, fantastic experience in the closing 60 minutes of GT3 World Challenge autumn season.
100%. Thank you, Mally. I'll catch you in a bit.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, that was a fantastic opening to the final round, and we're going to drop straight into the final 12 seconds of qualifying and the final lap for Dan Minton, who is currently running quicker than he has before. Not enough to get him to the head of the field, but perhaps to get onto the second or third row of the grid, perhaps. Higher up, depending on how this final sector goes. Oh, he's about there. But this could be 5th place if he gets it very tidy out of the final hairpin at Lodge. Across the line will go no further. He's so close. 0.04 of a second. Verlich is coming down towards the end of the sector now as well. The Pirate Racing drivers up at the head of the field with the 125 car of Adrian Santic, the teammate to Verlich here, the young boys team. 125 and 44. 44 will abscond to the pit lane. Jamie Noble is going to come across the line. He's half a second up. Will go as high as 14th. Perhaps that Aston Martin not quite as happy with the conditions as it has been through the rest of the season. And that is about all she wrote. Berenich with a blisteringly fast 1:31.8 to claim pole position. And this time, for the final time, let us do the rundown of the grid. Remember, we have 2 classes taking part tonight. We have the Pro class in the white and the Am class in the red. We don't have the last 4 cars on the timing screen, unfortunately. Yeah. But head of the field will be Romano Bernic in the Pirate Racing number 8 car. Barrett alongside. I am so sorry to... Wait, what? How could you... Oh, I'm in crew. I have recently had permissions. I am so sorry, Dan. I am so sorry. Oh my goodness. Yes, I recently had more permissions given to me, and that is one of the permissions that I had. I am so very sorry. I wasn't expecting to still have permission to talk in here. That was silly. Adrian Santic starting 3rd, Paul Venter 4th, D'Couza in 5th. Minton will start in 6th position and hopefully have a much better race than in the qualifying session with me putting him off. Very sorry for that. Tabovsek will start the 100 car from 7th with Matej Miksik in 8th. Mex will start from 9th position in that AM 886 car. Stazek will start the 67 in 2nd in AM and right alongside his competition. 44 car Verlich will start 11th. 12th will be Milutinovic. That is entirely wrong. 13th will be Remco Langendijk with Jamie Noble in that Beans Aston Martin in 14th. Rock Cops in 15th is where he will start. Tonsic will start in 16th. Tadic will start in 17th. Eugene will start in 18th with Dunster in 19th. The pair of Porsches for 19th and 20th, the second of which being Stephen Carey. Igor Krisnich will start in 21st. Otto Winkler will start from 22nd. Piros will start from 23rd in that 488 GT3 Evo. Ty Martin will start the 720S in 24th. 25th will be Andy Brooker. Zivkovic will start from 26th, and 27th will be Ant Harbach in the 331 car. For the final time then, and I was absolutely not expecting to be having the issues that I did. Give me a second. I will deafen. And that is correct. I just need to make sure that I don't press the button for the push to talk now, which I should be able to avoid. The pack rolls away then for the final time this season on their rather cool warm-up lap. Once again, I can't apologise enough to Minton there for putting him off his fast lap. That is unbelievably embarrassing. I say, just not quite. There's been a lot of changes and a lot. What is going on with that 125 car? Santic is putting all of the heat into those Michelins. Which one are Michelins? I've not seen a Porsche wiggling that much for quite a while. I'm shocked. I'm shocked by that. But obviously, he feels the need. Let me just fix this so that it doesn't. I thought it was going to be a bit darker than it is. Apologies for those of you who perhaps thought it was bright sunshine. But as we come around to the second half of the lap, I'm going to have to do this very, very quickly, being ever so slightly put off my game. As you can see, the Pirate Racing drivers lead the way in the Drivers' Championship. And behind them, Hyla, who is not attending tonight, is going to take a tumble, perhaps, in the team standings. Plenty of opportunity for drivers for up and down the field tonight to make their stamp on the championship. Also in the team standings, Pirate Racing team have a handy lead, but the battle is absolutely going to be over second position in the championship. So as the cars all slow down for the final time this season, they will come through Lodge Corner for the last time under these calm conditions The sun is setting. The track is cooling. It is very, very cold on track. And we wait for the green flag to fly. They come across the line now, and green they go. There's a drive-through ready for Remco Langdyk in towards turn 1 at Druids. At Druids at Holder Hall. I'm very sorry, I got that wrong. Minton off wide. And has rejoined safely. Good driving from all concerned. The 96 car is looking hungry behind the Ferrari of Tabovsek. Further down the field, that is Aston Martin on the outside. Two Aston Martins together. The Bean car of Noble up behind the Remco Langdyk, who has kept his drive-through. Sure, that will be had a look at by race control as to whether it needs cancelling or not. But everybody is clean through the first sector. Minton has already started making positions up past the AM class leader. Where's the 886 car gone? Did Mex... What happened to Mex? There's the 888 car that was involved in a couple of incidents. But... not for... So what has happened? Let me do this very quickly. Obviously there is no such thing as very quickly with ACC replays, so I'm told. And scrub to... Here it is the 886 car that we're looking for. Oh, was that all on his own? He just got a little bit too angry on the throttle. Bounces off the inside wall. And that was all she wrote. So the 886 car has a lot of work to do now. But a turn up for the books for the Young Boys team. Adrian Santic has made his way past Philippe Boravec in that 22 car. And is looking to close down the leader. I don't know, as that is too possible at the moment. Meanwhile, newcomer to the series, Paul Venter, is hungry to put pressure on that Porsche as well, perhaps suiting the Bentley a little bit better for that Dead Men Racing team. Out across the line they'll come for the first time. That was one lap of Oulton Park. What else is going on up and down the field? This is very close. This is very close, and it's over podium positions already. And what has happened to Tadic? Tadic has fallen back. I dare say that may have been an incident all on his own. Nothing's come up as any kind of altercation. So perhaps he just got a little bit hungry. Ty Martin up behind the number 7 car of Zivkovic. That Jaguar's looking very good. That's a Lamborghini off. In front is that Harvak. It is Harvak in the 331. I know that there is a cut through there as well, because I made exactly the same mistake as him, but I did make that mistake. Oh, that's awful. Get the car all straightened up on the banking. There we go. That's about as safe a rejoin as you're going to find. Kukulov Eugene in the 515 car, hunting down Tonzetitz for third in the AM class. Minton is in the pits, and this is going to be awful for him as Eugene goes around the outside of the Ferrari. A very, very easily earned. I was very wrong there. And Stephen Carey is ahead of Dunster, which is ahead of Eugene now. Is the positions. That Ferrari really not looking happy. Where has... We've lost a Porsche from the head of the field. Adrian Santic is now down behind Venter in 4th. What happened? That can't have been the biggest of mistakes because they were all together. But what an awful turn up for the young boys team to have lost out. As Venter goes very wide, he's going to stay well off the racing line. Lets the Porsche back through. Might also lose out to D'Couza in that number 80 Bentley. If he's not careful, D'Couza has the inside line. It'd be a brave man to go up the inside in towards Knickerbrook. But it is a brave man that D'Couza is. That will take that position. Cars all have spread out ever so slightly at the moment at the head of the field. Let me see if I can find that accident with the 125 car. The 125 is the car of the moment. So he's behind Venter there. Behind Venter there. Also, we must have just cut away. Oh, it wasn't even. So this is where... So it all went very, very wrong for him through turn 1 at Old Hall. Playing very conservatively with the racing line. The 22 car is just going to get up the inside. And now with that lack of momentum coming down into Cascades, seems to have regained the straight line speed advantage, but now the 125 car is under pressure from the Boatley. In towards Shellowell's corner. That banked right-hander. The UK's version of the carousel. Still holding his position, so it must have been... Oh, it was a wiggle. It was a wiggle under braking. For the 125, the Porsche did try to kill him in the end, but would have to give the position up to the 42 car. But the Porsche, the lead has been reinstated, and D'Couza's going to go wide, gets a little twitch through Old Hall, and now the roles reversed as Venter mounts the curb, trying to get the pass done up the inside. Nothing doing at the moment. Oh, big look to the inside for the Banana Express car. As the sun is setting, the two Bentleys come through Shellowell's corner. As even as anything, the level of competition here is insane at the head of the field. Dunster, meanwhile, in the Pirate Racing Academy car, is a few seconds back. And also hunting down that third position in the AM class. Stephen Carey in the number 1 Porsche, looking resplendent in that bright blue livery. Oh, as Mixic has to take evasive action. As Dunster, has to take evasive action. Will rejoin in a safe place. About as fair as you like, as the 100 car to Bovsek is dropping back. What has happened to the 100 car? And is that Otto Winkler that's had to take evasive action? It looks like it was. he'll regain his composure fairly quickly, I would imagine. The Ferrari's going to try and go around the outside. It's a
race control, lap 1, turn 1 incident between cars 75 and 80 under investigation. Cars 75 and 80 are under investigation. Over.
Oh, that's very interesting. So there might be some stewarding to be had from the start of the race. Cuckoo of Eugene, that 5-on-5 car, is now up behind Stephen Carey. Carey's had a bit of a nightmare in that Porsche, with Dunster giving him pressure. But now Kukulov is a very different animal. The front engine Lexus gets the throttle down as the Porsche runs wide. And the job was made easy in the end for Eugene there. Now the fight is rejoined for the 4 and the 1 car. And the Lexus can run off into the lead ever so slightly. Miksic, this is the reason why I was confusing the cars. Miksic up behind the 28 car of Jamie Noble. Go through turn 1 at Old Hall and just about hold the Pirate Racing Porsche at bay. But it's through the second and third sector that these drivers are absolutely... These Porsches are the quickest thing on track. Through the chicane, we've just seen a Porsche get very squirrely.
This is race control. Car number 80 receives a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. 5-second time penalty for car number 80 causing a collision, lap 1, turn 1. Over.
That's extraordinary. So the number 80 car with a 5-second penalty to be added on at the pit stop. Will drop him well out of this fight, and depending on how things go, potentially would drop him back even 2 positions. If the 44 Porsche can pull a second or 2 up in the next half hour. Zivkovic is going to go out wide. I saw the time coming down between himself and the 886 car. The 886 has got up the inside. I don't think there was any contact or there was any room left. The Jaguar just got on the marbles. And you are very much a passenger after that. Meanwhile, in front, Dunster on the back of Stephen Carey again is going to try for this pass. It's going to be super difficult. Porsche versus Porsche, because these cars are absolutely on the edge of adhesion at all times. But Eugene currently in third in the AM class. Is going to have to defend against not 1 but 2 Porsches for the foreseeable future. Remco Langendijk, 2 pro cars going at it, coming into the chicane. First of 2 down this straight. 36 car hunting down Otto Winkler in the 82 Bentley. Looks like the Aston Martin doesn't have the straight line speed in the early phases of acceleration to be able to make any progress towards the Bentley. And by the time they get to the corners, the Bentley is just so stable and happy to be thrown at these corners. End of the field, Venter has passed the 80 car. Whether that was done through pace or incident for the 80, let me have a very quick look. No, there isn't a There is no report for the number 80. Perhaps feeling a little disheartened by his penalty having appeared on his screen. That car is not looking... There's damage to the outside of that car. It's not come up on my incident tracker, so I'm going to have to manually scrub for it again. Really sorry for this ever so slight pause in proceedings. But there's not a lot that we can do, apparently. So it was the number 80 of Dacusa that we were trying to see. Still on the defensive there, and now he's in front. So, he got it wrong at Knickerbrook. How did this go wrong? Ran out wide. Oh, he ran out really wide onto the grass and kept it pinned. And that's what ended up costing him. As simple as you like. And so Dacusa now with damage on the car as well as a 5-second penalty to serve at the pit stops is going to...
This is race control. Cars number 3, 7 and 331 are under investigation in lap 1 turn 9 incident. Cars number 3, 7 and 331 under investigation.
So there was more incident and accident that went on in the early stages of the race. Mixic has a run on Jamie Noble coming down into the second chicane across Hilltop and will make the pass easily on the brakes. Can the 96 car keep that position? It looks as though he's just about going to be able to keep it. Knickerbrook is where the position will be cemented if the Porsche is happy. But the Aston is hunting too. Through the final corner. We get to hear that beautiful whine. Jamie went a little bit deep through Old Hall there, and there's that big dip on the inside. If you just catch it wrong, it can cause all sorts of issues. Meanwhile, the fight over the third position. Banana car comes down into the chicane where the National Hairpin comes back around. Big bravery from the Bentley driver, taking those curbs, eking out every advantage he possibly can. Now this is very difficult for Venton now because he has to find a way past the Porsche, or he needs to wait his time and make a pass happen through the pit stops. This is one of the occasions where you might think about pitting early, only 6 minutes before the pit window opens. So plenty of potential for overlaps and undercuts to be made. Further down the field as this battle is raging on, Zivkovic is up behind Otto Winkler now with Andy Brooker in that yellow and black 130 Porsche, pushing each other along the track. They are expanding and contracting as the lap goes around. It looks as though that Jaguar feels a little bit more sorted in the corners than the Bentley in front. Perhaps a little bit more understeer than the Bentley. We don't know how much of that is driver feel though. Paul Venter out of Knickerbrook coming down into Lodge Corner. He's got the inside line. Can the Bentley get it done on the brakes? He's going to stick his nose up there. The 125 goes for the apex anyway. And the slightest of rubs between the two. The Porsche will survive. The Bentley will take third position.
This is race control. Car number 331 gets a 5-second time penalty for dangerous rejoin and causing a collision. Dangerous rejoin and overtaking off track for car 331. And car number 3 gets a warning for causing a collision with car number 7. 5 seconds to 331, warning to car number 3. Over.
Here we go. It's not all just penalties here. The race control will absolutely hand out warnings if there isn't enough of an incident befitting a penalty. But Linus, as they have been so far, they will come through Cascades. Brilliant name. Let me just take you very quickly, as Otto Winkler has a bit of free air in front of him. This is Shell Oil's Corner, but I have very often called it the Carousel, mimicking the Great Corner. This is Island Chicane. I can't quite remember the name of this corner. I might actually have to look that up.
This is race control, lap 1 turn 15 incident between cars number 7 and 888 under investigation.
So the
cars 7 and 888 are under investigation.
So the Jaguar and the Ferrari of Piros have gotten together as well. So where are we looking at? Britain's that what it is. There we go, a full lap then. Let's do this properly. Old Hall is turn 1. Very cautious third gear corner. Mind the dip just before you get up onto the curbing on the inside. Denton's is turn 2, and then the off-camber downhill turn 3 at Cascades, which opens up onto Lakeside, where the international circuit begins. And Island Bend, in older games this was called the Island Circuit because of that Island Bend. Shell Oil's Corner is this carousel, which Winkler is going to be all over the curb on the inside.
This is race control. Car number 7 gets a 15-second time penalty for causing a collision with car number 888. 15 seconds time penalty for car number 7. Over.
That's a big penalty. Britain's is that first chicane that I should have remembered the name of. And this second chicane is Hislop's, which I didn't remember as I looked at it. Lovely and calm for Otto Winkler, able to keep the chasing cars behind for the time being as he comes over Clay Hill through Watertown into Druids. This double right-hander, and Winkler gets it all wrong. The Jaguar and the Porsche will go through. I think he's got more than enough space behind. He does have 6 seconds or so to rejoin, and then Druids Lodge Corner, is the last hairpin through the dip across Dearly and the end of the lap. So a not very successful lap for Otto Winkler then in that 82 Bentley. But this battle Meanwhile, we'll carry on as it has. Brooker.
This is race control, now investigating car crash between multiple cars in lap 3 turn 5. Lap 3 turn 5 incident under investigation.
I believe we've lost Minton from proceedings as well as the 3 and the 84 cars. Really have lost out on a lot of our drivers from tonight, which is not great to see. Rock Cops up behind the Lamborghini of Art Havak, who already has a 5-second penalty, trying not to lose any more, but there's nothing he can do. He's alongside. The 331's going to go off where he did before. Oh, but keeps it out of the barrier this time and will skate to the outside of the circuit. That was entirely possible to keep it all together. Just a little bit difficult as Langendijk comes into the pits. I have a feeling that a lot of these drivers will have been driving on tyres that were not set up for 9-degree track temperature. Don't get me wrong, it's very realistic for this time of year as the 23 of Rock Cops gets it wrong on the exit of the chicane, or perhaps he was just abdicating from the track. So our first driver to be down off of the jacks, and will drop down as far as, I dare say, 16th. And they're dropping down even further now. Verlich in the 44 car is trying to pull the undercut. Oh, and he's going to get it all wrong on cold tyres. Keeps it all held up together. Get it, find a gear, Leon. Good boy. And out of Cascades, always the biggest risk when you're coming through Cascades for the first time. But he'll gather it all up together. And Remco Langendijk is apparently in front, as well as Eugene. I'm thinking this order might be incorrect, but I could also be... No, that is about correct. Meanwhile, up ahead, yet to serve a pit stop, Piros is hunting down the Tonsitz car, and he's going to run away to the pit lane as well. Tabovsek's in the pits. The head of the field is looking pretty spotty. Paul Venter has made a very early stop as well from third position, promoting Adrian Santic to third for the moment. But still, lots of... Oh, as the 007 car is going to get it very wrong through Britain's. Unfortunately, the camera wasn't quite at the right angle, but this is a man of intrigue. And Adrian Santic is the man he is chasing down. Can the 125 car on warm tyres be faster than Paul Venter on fresh tyres? It is going to take, I can imagine, 2 to 3 laps to get these tyres anywhere close to working temperature with the way that the temperatures are at the moment. Miksik, Noble and Razak, I think, have been in and out of the pits and will fall in line behind. And all looks to be fairly settled at the moment. Adrian Santic is in the pits along with Romano Bernitz in the number 8 car. Bernitz leaves the pits and will fall behind. No, Leon Verlitz isn't a representative number, I don't think. No, I think these are all a couple of laps off. Oh, no. No, that doesn't sound right. I think, yeah, he will go no lower than second. But Santic is rolling. Where is Venter? Venter comes down the outside through Old Hall. The Bentley rides the bumps in the track beautifully, and that is a net positive for Venter. D'Couza will be a few seconds behind the 125 car. Yep, 7 seconds in the end. That will 2 of those seconds will be in gap, 5 of those seconds will be from the penalty that he accrued in through turn 1. Where are the fights on the track? Then we are watching the closest at the moment. Remco Langdijk hunting down Stephen Carey. This isn't for position, so remember what the race director Manny Bacho said in the pre-race. These battles are not for position in class, so if a pro car is fighting with an AM car, that's not something we should be seeing. Stephen Carey being the most gentlemanly that he possibly could and letting the 36 car through isn't going to hurt him at all, having an Aston Martin to drag him down the straight. But that is about all she wrote at the moment. Zivkovic is going slightly faster and hunting in on the 888 car, who had a penalty as well, if I remember correctly. That Jaguar has not had the best day. With a couple of incidents through the race, I think everybody has now pitted, yet Bernitz stays in the lead after 21 laps, with Philip Borowetz in second, Paul Venter to third position, with Adrian Santic rounding out the second row of the grid in fourth. All looking fairly healthy in their driving at the moment, although the way that Ninja Sheep Racing GT car is moving, there is either damage or quite possibly that is the way that D'Couza is trying to handle the car. Matty MX in the 886 Porsche, Mercedes hunting down the number 4 Porsche. This one is actually for position. The Mercedes has been looking mighty tonight in the AM class, and I dare say that is a daunting prospect to see that pink Mercedes in the mirrors for Dunster. Through Island Curve they come, and down towards the carousel, where I'm sure the track is especially cold, being faced away from the sun. He's going to run wide.
This is race control, lap 3, turn 5 incident. Car number 23 gets a drive-through for ignoring yellow flags and causing a collision. Car number 82 gets 15 seconds for ignoring yellow flags and causing a collision. Drive-through car 23, 15 seconds car 82. Over.
I am shocked by that one. Lap 3 is not on my radar as something that's happened as well. So there must be some level of non-contact has caused the issue, and Dunster has fallen behind Mex and Verlich too, so that Pirate Racing Academy car is struggling now. Oh, he's really struggling. What is up with that Porsche? Is that damage? He's taken a couple of stabs at the corner there through Old Hall. The joy of being the broadcaster as well as the commentator is we can take whatever shots we want to see. So through, oh, he's got understeer in the mid corner and kind of through turn in, and then it looks as though he was having oversteer on the exit, understeer under braking as well. So a really difficult night for Dunster here, and he's going to have to wrestle that Porsche to the end of the race now. Stazak is closing in on Jamie Noble in the Aston Martin. Remember, this isn't for any kind of real position. This is just an AM and a pro running on track at the same time. We don't know how much damage Jamie Noble is carrying in that Aston Martin. What we do know is the NSX is looking quicker at the moment. Oh, the 007 car is going to get it all wrong again through his lops. Stays out of the way of these two, thank goodness. But what is Stazak going to do here? Because he's got a lot of consideration to make. Whether he goes for the pass or not is going to need to be a decisive move if he does make it happen. But will Jamie Noble hold up the NSX, or will he let them go? They come out of Cascades, and now the NSX is looking mighty in a straight line. 67 car is looking for any chink in the armour now. And Noble must be wondering who on earth this AM class driver is.
This is race control. Lap 3, turn 10 incident between cars number 7 and 710 racing incident. Lap 3, turn 11, illegal overtake, car 888 on car 130. Car number 888 receives a 5-second time penalty for illegal overtake on car 130.
So plenty of penalties being handed out tonight. Not as many as we have seen, but plenty for sure. Through turn 1, the NSX gets super wide. That's going to have dirt on his tyres now. All 4 of them as opposed to the 2 that the Aston will have. 2 very, very pretty cars going at it hammer and tong here at Oulton Park for the final round of ISDA's Autumn GT3 World Challenge. And it's very autumnal weather that we've got tonight as well. Jamie goes high, Raphael goes low. And they come out line astern. It's not really a lot that Raphael can do with that Aston Martin being pretty quick off the marks. All he needs to do for Noble is get the traction down on the exit of the corners, but maybe that's not going to be enough this time. And SX pulls back in and waits to fight another day. It's not worth it when you're not even fighting a car that's in your race.
This is race control, now investigating incident lap 24, turn 10 between cars number 7 and 96. Cars 7 and 96 under investigation.
Cars 7 and 96. What is that we are thinking of? I'm not seeing anything in the way, unless it's this one. It could have been. Yep. Let's see what that incident is that the race director is talking about very quickly. Relatively quickly. So this is coming down into his lops. Porsche's going to... so the 007 didn't lose it on his own. He was helped into that spin by the 96 car, getting it all wrong in the braking zone. Had that a few times from the Pirate Racing Academy drivers. Perhaps not quite the right effort being put through those Porsches for the drivers to be happy with. The Porsche is a very, very difficult car to be able to get a handle on. So nothing against those drivers at all. But perhaps not driving the Porsche if you're not ready for it. Beam car goes defensive. NSX switches back to the inside just to get in the mirrors, put Noble off, perhaps. But there is a lot of speed in that number 67 NSX car. Oh, as Jamie goes wide, Statak can come back underneath him, and now they're side by side coming down Lakeside towards Island Curve. The Aston Martin has to yield as the 67 takes the position. 7th overall, but critically putting an Aston Martin between himself and the chasing Lexus of Kukulov Eugene, who is admittedly 12 seconds back, but there's 12 seconds and then there's having a car, and it's always better to have a car between yourself and whoever is fighting with you. The rest of the field seem to have spread out quite a bit. Bobsec has had a nightmare of a race in these early stages. Now let's jump on board with this NSX and see how it sounds on the back straight. Dare say, with the driving that we've just seen, Statak is absolutely gunning.
This is race control. The incident between cars number 7 and 96. Car number 96 gets a drive-through for causing a collision.
Yeah.
Drive-through for car 96 for causing a collision. Over.
Yeah, I can't see anything wrong with that. It was fairly cut and dry. 96 missed his braking point entirely, and Monza turn 1, the 007 car really. Oh, is the NSX going to go super wide? Has gained enough performance in front of the 28 car for it not to matter. But I dare say he's going to gain a position from Mixic going into the pits as well. And that 6th gear is sounding really strange in the NSX as well. Just listen to that one more time. That's a really short 6th gear. AAA Ferrari pulls to one side, and the NSX will have to drop right down low to get the pass done. Really heads up driving by that Ferrari. Piros doing his job as backmarker, as well as Staszak doing his job as the leader of the AM race. As a 94 car. Oh, this is this Mercedes again. Relentless pace from the F1 Adria team. Pink Mercedes. I don't know if that's supposed to be an in-joke or not. It's appreciated nonetheless and looks incredible in those BWT colours. Is hunting down now for 2nd position in the AM class. Mixic is in the pits for his drive-through. I don't think he's... no, he's out. So he will probably lose out to, let's say, Noble and Staszak. But that's about as far as it will go, I think. But this is the fight for 2nd now. Lexus got it ever so slightly wrong going through Old Hall, and now down through Cascades has gathered it all up in time to let the Lexus...
It's the race control. The race control is now investigating lap 26, turn 15 incident between cars 100 and 331. Cars 100 and 331 under investigation.
To add to the 100 cars, awful evening. Tobolsek is under investigation once again as the fight in AM class hots up even more. You have to think it's only a matter of time before the Mercedes gains the position, but then again, it's only 10 minutes to go. If Eugene can hold off the intentions of Milos Milutinovic, there is every reason that he could take home that second position from the race. Oh, that was very close. That was very close indeed from the 94 car. It wasn't going to be very much cigarette paper that you could fit in between those two cars, but they didn't make contact critically. The 5-on-5 car goes defensive. The 94 car is going to go back for a cutback, but can't make it happen because as soon as you get out of turn 1, you're going through the right-hander and then left to Cascades. This is the opportunity that you want to get the cutback on, to try and get the throttle down early. But the Mercedes can't make it happen. Milutinovic is stuck behind this Lexus.
This is race control. Car number 331 gets a 10-second time penalty for causing a collision with car number 100. Car 331 gets a 10-second time penalty for causing a collision. Over.
Penalty for the 331 then. But it looks as though, I don't know as Tabovsek is still in the session. He is in the pits. But that could be for damage from the incident. 10 seconds is rather harsh. So there may be some context to that penalty. And out of the final corner they come, as they have stayed so far. Milutinovic is falling back ever so slightly at the moment, although he might be gathering his thoughts, ready to make a big attack. This is the place to do it if he's going to get it done. But the Lexus can outsprint the Mercedes. I honestly wasn't expecting that. Through Britons, and this is where the opportunity may present itself. The Lexus bobbled over the curb on the inside, getting confused by the 007 car that is a lap at least down with all of the issues that Zivkovic has had. He's going to park it on the outside. Really, really good driving from the 7 car, even if the Lexus didn't quite see it coming. As Mixic gets it all wrong through the final corner. Just about keeps it on the track, but falls behind to 6th in the Pro Class. Back to this battle over second position, and the Mercedes had an overlap. It looked like they're... Oh, whoa, 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 as the 7 car gets it all wrong in the background. Oh, as the 94 is going to get it all wrong in the foreground. Getting a massive block of oversteer. And understeer, it looks like, as well. That Mercedes, having run in the dirty air for a while at the Lexus in front, is not happy. Still close enough to make an attempt at a pass if the Lexus gets it wrong. But now they are coming up behind the 96 car of Mixic. Perhaps not any position lost in the overall race, but potentially more road positions to be lost by the 96 car yet. Although it looks as though he is back up to speed. What else is going on around the field? This is still very much the closest battle on track at the moment. There are the Pirate Racing team at the head of the field. 4 minutes left. That hour has flown by. But perhaps not enough for the moment to challenge for second in any meaningful way for Milutinovic. Must be so difficult for Milos at the moment. You can see his quarry. He understands how doable this is, but he has to get there first. So many different lines down this, not straight start finish straight. Mex is up behind the Porsche of Stephen Carey now. The legend under pressure from the 886 Mercedes. Not going to go defensive as yet. He should have the performance advantage going into turn one. He does, but lets it drift out wide to keep it under control.
This is race control, lap 35, turn 16 incident between cars 28 and 67 under investigation. Cars 28 and 67 are under investigation.
So Noble and Stetak apparently getting together, which I do not remember them. Ah, there was, yes. As Milutinovic has taken second position. How has that happened? Only happened in the last split. The problem with needing many screens, I'm going to have to do this manually. I'm very sorry. Unfortunately, that's not something that we can really help. So it was Milutinovic. He was behind the Lexus, and it was... Oh, was it? It was out of the carousel. So let's look at this from a helicopter perspective. Lexus went in early, tried to get the throttle down, couldn't keep it in a straight line or on the black stuff, and that was as easy as it got for the Mercedes. Now, with a bit of a gap, and the F1 Adria team will take second in the race. Meanwhile, Mattia Mex in the sister F1 Adria team Mercedes still stuck behind Stephen Carey. Now, if there's one thing I know about Stephen Carey, the man knows how to race. That is going to be a very wide Porsche for Mattia to get past, holds his line coming down towards his lops, and could possibly, if he's very clever, push him back into Verlich. Where is the leader? Where is Berenic? Berenic is still a long way away, but this will be the final lap of the race. Makes now, can he make any further progress up the leaderboard?
This is race control. Car number 28 gets 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. 5 seconds, car number 28 over.
So suddenly, Jamie Noble, who was gifted into a 5th place, is going to lose out in the end. The Mercedes gets a cut back to the inside. That is going to be the pass. Almost for the 886. Runs super wide out on the grass on the outside. This is going to be the 44 car coming through as well. Not important in the grand scheme of the race, but it means that any attack for 4th position is now well and truly off the cards for Mattia Max. Meanwhile, what can you say about the number 8 car? If he's raced a race, he's led it, and if he's led it, the likelihood is that he's won it. Romano Berenic will, along with his teammate Philippe Borovets, take home both the drivers and the team's championship for this season. An incredible display of dominance from the Pirate Racing Porsches. Really second
race control. Last lap incident between cars 23 and 46 will be investigated after the race.
That will be all she wrote for the championship. Adrian Santic, the next closest car, is miles away down the road. And Stazak is in the pits, Noble in the pits too. D'Couza in the 80 car drove a valiant race back to 4th position in the end after a difficult start to the race. Is going to be very happy with how that has ended up, and eagerly into the comm booth I will drag a certain Mr. Paul Venter, who is a new voice to ISDA, but not a new voice to me. I'm still muted. Mr. Paul Venter, welcome to ISDA.
Hello.
And welcome back to an interview. How are you doing? How does this compare with your other experiences?
It's fun. I just wished I finished the race.
What happened? Because you were running really strong there, and then
I don't know. I don't know if it was the servo or something. Next moment, I've got cars flying all over the place. My ping and everything looks fine. Then everyone was back to normal, and next moment, I'm alone on track, and that was it.
Oh, I see. It was ping, was it?
I assume so. It was sitting at about 200, but it's been sitting at that the whole race. So I don't know if there was maybe just a spike that caused it to go further than what it wanted to, and it just kicked it out.
I was going to say, there's every possibility that it may have been the dreaded desync.
Yeah, but it was great racing here. Yeah, some of the guys obviously don't know anyone really, so it was good fun. I wish I was maybe a bit more aggressive at the start to run with the front two. I think I might have had the pace for 2nd spot to fight with him. But yeah, all in all, I didn't want to, mix up with the gents fighting for their championship. So I kind of took it easy and just had battles where it looked like it was okay. And yeah, it was great fun. Second time in ISDA. So yeah, lots of fun. I will probably try and come back again.
Yep, well, much like Logistical Nightmare, I think the main season is going to be back next year, but there will be some filler races in between now and then, much like Eleanor are doing. It's going to be a very busy autumn and winter then for yourself, but a very, how do I put it, intimidating display I think if the way that you're talking, if your internet can hold it together for a full race, those Pirate Racing Porsches have something to fear next season.
And I will most certainly bring along Jacques.
Yeah.
So to make it 2 Bentleys,
That'd be very cool.
The banana team will bring us along. So yeah, well, thanks for having me, and I'll let you get back to the other gents. I'm sure someone's won a championship and they need to be celebrated.
They do, absolutely. But Paul,
Awesome.
as always, a pleasure, and thanks for coming along.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
Have a good
Enjoy.
one. Next into the combox will be I'm sure, very frustrated Jamie Noble.
Hey.
How are you doing, my friend?
I mean, I looked at the replay. I kind of did just take him out, didn't I?
It wasn't that bad.
I mean, on my screen it looked like I didn't have any room to the left, so I sent it over the curb. There's a bit of room on the left there, wasn't there?
Hang on, which incidents are we talking about?
Oh, I was talking about the one that I got the penalty for.
Yeah, I remember. I can't think of the corner that.
It was the last corner.
Oh right, no, I saw you over the curb.
Yeah.
I thought you were over the curb, and then it was all.
But
kind
I bounced. I couldn't slow down anymore because I bounced over the curb.
Yeah. At that point, you're out of control. When the car's in the air, you don't have any control.
No.
It's fairly logical, that.
No.
But yeah, that was okay.
Yeah.
It was
what it is.
It is, as you say, it is what it is. Your first time in an ISDA season, so now that you've had the full experience, will Team Bean be back next year?
Yes. Next season.
No. Fill a season first, then the next GT3 season we'll be back.
Yes, we'll be back.
Good man.
Not in the Aston though.
No?
I don't think. No, I don't think so.
No.
Well,
That's fair
Max prefers the Audi, and I don't know what I prefer.
Yeah, I'm thinking that I might start having a look at the Mercedes Evo.
I like the Mercedes.
I might have to find some time to come and drive with you because I still don't understand ACC.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's so strange.
Feels
It's
so
just
good,
it's so backwards to
Force
what I've
feedback's
learned.
so nice.
Hmm?
Force feedback is so nice. Even on the G29, it was pretty nice.
Okay.
I feel like you don't agree with me there.
I don't agree with you.
I've
I've been trying everything. If you've been reading in the HSR Discord, I've been trying everything to try and get some kind of meaningful feedback from my force feedback.
What wheel do you have? Is it
G29?
G29?
Yeah.
I don't remember what settings I had.
They
were probably not very good.
It feels like I'm not driving a force feedback wheel. It's yeah.
Weird.
No, I know, but I am ever so slightly spoiled with the extremely communicative feedback of R-Factor 2.
Oh, well, it does have good force feedback.
I've
had problems setting up the direct drive in R-Factor though.
It's
the
fine.
CSL-DD is not supported yet.
It's fine. We'll find something that works.
I had a problem. I could get it working, but then like in 3 laps, it started doing like this thing where it would make the whole wheel just click. I don't know what it was doing.
Yeah, you get that with a geared wheel as well.
Yeah.
I've got
a fix for that.
There we go. Yep. Okay. Yes. So, an interesting season. We were down a Max tonight.
Yeah.
IRL things or last race?
He's just scared, honestly.
What, of Oulton Park?
Scared of Oulton Park. He's just scared of Oulton Park.
What a wuss.
I know, right?
What's a wuss?
He's probably listening now as well.
I know, that's why I'm calling him a wuss.
Ollie Wilson is at least, so I'm sure this is going to be communicated to him.
Ollie's a wuss as well for not driving.
Oh.
But if he has reasonable excuses, then that's fair enough. But if it's because he's scared of Oulton Park, what a wuss!
Who knows?
What we need to do is we'll kidnap him, put him in a car, and take him to it in real life, and then say, "Here, if you think you're scared of it on a game, try it in real life."
You might like that though. He's very quick at karting.
I was going to say, how is he?
Yeah.
I might finally have some competition.
Oh, we all went karting about 2 weeks ago.
And you didn't invite me. I suppose you probably wanted some kind of competition.
Well, I was the quickest in 2 of the 3 sessions.
Oh, I see. So you're my main competition then.
Oh yeah.
If you can keep up.
Yeah.
Put it this way.
I haven't.
Put it this way. I have more achievements in karting than I do any other discipline by such a long way.
I'm not too experienced at karting.
I see.
I haven't been doing it for a very long time, so
I shall learn you. When we get an opportunity.
I've tried kartcraft, but it's not. I've tried kartcraft, but it feels really weird.
Yeah, no, I don't think you can. I don't think
you can. So different.
Yeah, you can't accurately translate karting to a sim.
No,
because you've got so much. There is so much that you feel through your back and the G-forces, and you're not listening. It's a really.
Yeah.
You're not listening for locking up brakes. You're feeling when the back of the car starts to slip.
Yeah, exactly.
Aren't you?
Yeah.
And you can't. There is nothing in sim racing that translates that feeling.
No.
There's
to be fair,
absolutely nothing.
I realised when I went to Donington British GT that ACC does not do a good job at the sounds.
No, it really doesn't.
Because it was honestly, it was the first time I'd ever heard GT3 cars, because I've been to Le Mans, and I've done Silverstone 4 Hours. So I've heard the Porsche GTE.
Yep.
But you can get so close to the track at Donington, and when the Aston upshifts, right next to you, it hurts.
Oh, I bet. No. Yeah, 100%. 100%. And they say the thing is as well is they say the V8s are tame, as well.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's like, okay. What were the V12s like?
Have you heard the 911 GTE in person?
No.
I've heard the older one and then the newer one, and the older one sounded better, but the newer one I had to put my fingers in my ears when it went past, because after about an hour of watching them go around Silverstone, I was starting to get a headache, and it was just from the Porsche.
Nice.
It was just ridiculous. It's the bloody side exhaust.
Yep. So GT3 is the new Formula 1 is what I'm hearing.
To be fair, it's better racing sometimes in GT3, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, did you
I haven't been
go?
to Formula 1 yet.
Because I was at Donington Park a couple of weeks ago for Tuna Fest, and did you go in the grandstands on the start-finish straight?
We went in the grandstands at T1 on quali day, but we didn't have tickets for the grandstands on race day.
Ah, okay. No, the grandstand on the start-finish straight reverberates the sound of all the cars. So imagine how loud the Aston was, like out in the open, and then triple it. It's
was weird because I think the Aston was at its loudest when it was upshifting right next to you, but the Porsche.
Oh yeah, no, the Porsche was the loudest
just loud
thing in the world
all the time.
Yeah. That's the one thing. That's the one thing that in ACC they have done very, very, very well. Is the Porsche 911 GT3R.
Oh yeah. I do like the Porsche.
Don't get me wrong, there are other ways to... there are better Porsches in sim racing.
Yeah.
But of all the cars in this, I generally go on board with either a Bentley or a Porsche because the sound...
Oh, I do like the Bentley. There wasn't a Bentley at Donington, that was a bit sad. Oh, there was, sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
there was. The Bentley and the Aston were quite similar, like volume-wise.
Yeah, I can well imagine. I do have more people to talk to now.
Yeah, I've just noticed that.
It's fine. They've only just joined, so I'm not in too much of a rush to get rid of you. But no, what we need to do, Jamie, is get you in some HSR liveries.
I need to do some R-Fact practice.
You need to do some R-Fact.
When is the race? I actually
end
don't
of
know
November.
when it is. Oh, that's fine.
We got time. We got time.
I mean, I hadn't done any practice for this race until today, so.
Yeah. No. It's okay. You can't do Sebring on no practice.
No, I know. I've driven Sebring before at R-Fact. It's fine.
I was going to say,
Although-
you can get away with ACC and Oulton Park. You've
Yeah.
got the electronics to save you. There are no electronics in R Factor 2.
I think the one I'm okay at Oulton Park because I did the time trial event for ACC at Oulton Park and I was top 100.
Nice.
I was very happy about that.
I can well
Anyways, I'm
believe.
sure you need to talk to people now, so I'm sure I'll speak to you again.
Yeah. No, Friday we are doing some practice.
Okay, all right then.
So just keep an eye
Might be busy Friday,
on the Discord.
Okay, all right.
Jamie, have a lovely evening, my friend, and I'll
You
see you
too.
next time.
Bye.
Bye. And now I get to drag in let's drag in first Philippe Barvetz and Dunster, whose first name I don't actually know.
David.
David,
Yeah.
do you put
Hello,
that in
Ike.
ACC? Do you put an ACC, or am I entirely mad? Don't think you do.
Sorry?
I think you're just D Dunster, aren't you?
I didn't
Yes.
put David.
You don't put your name in. No, because I could be going crazy.
I will fix that if that's the case.
It would
I
be
will
most appreciated because it's really nice knowing people's first names.
Okay, no problem.
It makes life much easier when talking to people. Philippe,
Yes.
you've won a championship.
Yeah, we did.
You come second to your teammate in the Drivers' Championship as well.
Yeah, that's really good. I wanted to take the first place, but it was impossible.
It's a very, very big ask to beat your teammate when
Yeah.
your teammate is that insanely quick.
He's really crazy. No other word for it.
Yeah, I don't understand, and there's a part of me that wants to, and there's a part of me that worries that I'd have to sell my soul to be able to be that quick.
Yeah.
He
I mean-
really is that intimidating as a driver.
He is. He's really good. On pace, qualifying pace were similar, but he has so much more consistency that when you watch him drive, it's lap after lap, same times, insanely fast times as well. So
Yeah,
it's really good driver.
it's not so much that he's quick over one lap. It's that lap pace is his race pace.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. 1
Abs-
hour, same laps, one after the other, same laps, and that's it. That's how you win.
Yep, I totally agree. It's an insane pace, and yourself as well. I mean, you are slightly more human, but only just.
Yeah,
It's been a relentless series of results for both of you, to the point where, what was it? Was it 2 races you missed during the season? You just scored no points, and
I think I missed one. Romano missed 2.
it was Romano that missed 2. Yes. No, I knew that there wasn't a full. I knew that there wasn't a full requisite of pirate racing cars. I remembered that much. I couldn't remember.
But we had Pirate Racing Academy cars
Yes.
every race.
Yes. Brilliant segue into a certain Mr. David Dunster, who is also in the combox with us.
Yeah.
What's it like being a Pirate Racing Academy driver?
It's crazy because we have these people teaching us and providing us with good setups for the cars, so it's very good being in the team.
Yeah, 100%. You've spawned a couple of things in my brain now that I need to ask you. So, how key are the setups that you're being given? Is it that you absolutely need to have those setups, else you wouldn't be able to be anywhere as quick as you are?
From my perspective, or I mean,
Yes, from your perspective as an academy driver.
Philip tells me all the time, you have to first try with the basic setup and learn everything, but I think their setups help a bit, but that's not like 5 seconds, but a few hundredths of second, probably.
And how much of it also is being able to keep the car in its window, being able to run the laps at a consistent pace?
I think that on the Porsche, it is important to have a good setup.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
Tell me about it. I tried to drive it the other day. It was a pain in the backside. Literally.
I mean, when we do setups, we make them safe, I would say.
Mhm.
But we managed to find the operating window where it's safe and pointy in the front. So the car is fast in the end, but you can really push it and be I don't know, trust it. You can trust the car, and you can be fast with it. So I think that's really what a good setup is. So in Assetto Corsa Competizione, there's, I don't know, you can't exploit the physics that much as in some other games. So the setup is not will not make you quick. You can find, I don't know, a few tenths with a good setup, but I think the most important thing is your driving in the end.
Yeah, it's again, like I've driven the Porsche a couple of times, and the way that you have to drive the car is unique.
Yeah, it really is. So actually, I have no idea how to drive other cars.
Oh, okay.
I know how to drive only the Porsche, so I really struggle when when I try some other cars, especially front engine ones.
Yes.
I really don't know how to drive them, so I don't know, a second and a half, 2 seconds slower maybe.
Oh, I see. So all we need to do next year is ban pirate racing from taking a Porsche.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
And about the setups, sometimes when we practice, then I ask Philip, what did you change on the setups now? And he said that and that, but I don't advise you to do that the same. Because sometimes they experiment and they can drive it, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
With some changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sometimes make it more dangerous, especially on the tracks that are low downforce. Porsche is really hard to drive. I'm at Monza, Paul Ricard, Bathurst, Spa. Spa is crazy with the setup. So many compromises you have to do, and but it's, I don't know, it's a fun car.
Yeah, it's fun and it's pretty and it sounds good.
Oh yeah.
What's the you can't?
We can agree there.
Yeah, 100%. And David, so you were in AM class. You were alone in the AM class as well, if I remember correctly, for as far as pirate racing was concerned.
Yeah, I didn't manage to qualify for pro, and Mate Mixit then went to pro, and I was left alone in AM.
Yeah. So how was that? Not having that support of a teammate that I'm sure you're probably expecting to have.
It was okay. I mean, we are in Discord all together, so we have each other's backs like that.
Yeah.
For the
most
support,
important
like,
thing, yeah. When do I pit? Now.
Yeah. Like, put it on the engine map, I don't know, because you won't finish the race. And then that was on what race before? One guy, I gained some positions because some guys were out of fuel, and
Yes.
I wasn't.
I think it was Spa, maybe.
I was going to say that sounds...
probably,
well, no. I know Donington was one. The last round in the pro class, at least, we had at least a couple of drivers who straight up ran out of fuel. What was the last round?
Bathurst.
Bathurst, yes. Because Nida Zach was stuck at the chase. And
That's
just
true. Yeah.
couldn't get up that final hill. But yeah, it's heartbreaking at times, and it really does mean that you have to shake up the strategy to be able to make a full hour of racing work. And again, it brings in another bit of strategy that I'm sure is a very odd thing to have to worry about in what is, to all intents and purposes, a sprint race.
Yeah, it all comes down to some tracks are made for endurance races like Spa, Paul Ricard too. So the BOP is different there, as some cars have smaller fuel tanks. I think the Porsche has 108 liters at Spa, and the normal fuel tank size is 120, I think. So for an hour you can't drive the car in the fastest engine map, so you have to, I don't know, drive 10 or 15 minutes in fuel saving mode. So that's really cool.
Yeah. No, it's as I say, it's made for a fascinating championship. Other than the Pirate Racing Porsches being utterly untouchable in all circumstances, you guys really have put on a dominant display. It has been a championship full of intrigue and interest, both on the track and in the preparation for it as well. I'm sure it would be nice. It would be lovely to be able to watch back the AM class as well. It was great being able to bring the two classes together tonight. I'm not sure how you feel about that, David, but it was great having both classes on track at the same time. It makes you want to have the classes merge more often, because having the two championships and seeing how the cars interact, where there is an overlap between the Pro and the AM cars, makes for a fascinating race.
Yeah, I like it very much. And usually when we watch some real life races, then we watch mixed class races, and that's fun for me.
Yeah, they're always mixed, so I'm all for it.
Yep. So next World Challenge season will include the GT4 cars, yeah?
Oh, that would be scary.
It'd be wonderful.
I agree.
That's
I
what I
agree,
want to
yeah.
see. That's what I want to see is have a.
Yeah, me too.
I like. But would you take a GT4?
Yeah, I would.
Cool.
I actually love racing GT4s because the racing is much closer. There's no not much aero on those cars, so you can drive really close to your opponents, and it's great.
I would absolutely adore seeing multi-class racing at ISDA. It'd be incredible. We know how well behaved all the drivers are, and how patient a lot of drivers are, and it would be incredible to see how throwing GT4s into the mix would shake up who can pass the cleanest and who can do it the quickest.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good idea for the next short season. You could make it multi-class.
I'm saying nothing. I'm staying out of this. I'm just saying I love seeing GT3 and GT4 cars on track. If the thing that ACC needs more than anything else for me is more diverse series.
Yeah.
Running, for example, if they could get licenses for like touring cars, having a touring car in GT4 league would be
that would be great.
Incredible. It would be such a spectacle, and it proves that you don't need to be going fast to have good racing.
No, I mean, GT3 racing, I really love it. That's why I play Assetto Corsa. But I don't know. The BOP is kind of not good enough. For example, on Oulton Park, the Porsche is way faster than any other car.
Yeah.
So there's no way you can win just on pace with any other car.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's more examples of tracks like that.
Ferrari at Paul Ricard.
Yeah, for example. Or at Spa, untouchable. So, I think they should somehow try to fix that. I don't know.
I'm sure it's obviously it's a lot more complicated than fix it, but yeah,
Yeah,
Totally.
I know.
I hear you. I understand you, and I agree with you. I'll put it that way. I really do.
Yeah.
Pirate Racing are the champions for the awesome season of the GT3 World Challenge for International Sim Drivers Association. Philip Borovets, thank you very much for joining us and putting on such a fantastic show. David Dunster, thank you also for coming and representing the Pirate Racing Academy team and giving us the insights from a very unique experience, having the guidance of Philip and Romano behind you. I hope, beyond hopes, that we get to see more of you in the upcoming seasons. The Pirate Racing Academy team is something that I have said quite a few times. I am very, very pleased to see. It's a great thing that you're doing. And hopefully we'll see you both next season.
Sure
Thank
thing.
you.
Thank you. Ike.
You have a lovely evening, gents. And we'll see you
You
next
too.
time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And with all of that said, I still don't have updated standings for the overall season, unfortunately. I know we do. We've literally just got them. So now I need to be really, really clever again. So, as we had the AM drivers in the championship tonight, I will just accumulate some of those as well before we finish out the live stream. Unfortunately, having to do this live is, as always, a pain. So, let me go there. There. That one and that one. There we go. And the slightest bit of background noise going on. And as the sun sets over the Oulton Park circuit in Cheshire, let us first cover, just get all this aligned nicely as well, the pro standings then at the end of the season will be as we were saying just now, and it has been fairly certain for the longest time. Romano Berenitz will take the win overall with a triple win at the start of the season. A couple of DNSs, a third and then a first to take 173 points in the end. Philippe Borovets will take home second. The Pirate Racing teams dominating this particular season, with Adrian Santic for the Young Boys team, that 125 car, being as consistent as he possibly can, scoring second and thirds all the way through the season, will take home third and the best of the rest. Remco Langdijk missed a round but will take home fourth. Maciej Heiler, who was doing so well in the championship, taking home 2 victories and a third place, but crucially missed the final round here at Oulton Park, will be demoted as far as 5th come the end of the race. Takuza came home in the 6th. Dan Minton in Discord, by his own admission, driving not to his best ability this season. Perhaps real life matters getting the better of him in 11th in the end, not tying with Leon Verlich, who is about as far as we can go. Then we will transfer to the AM class, and Rafael Stazek is the man who will take home the silverware, with Matija Mex in second position, who was running so well in the early stages of this race, but fell back and then had to work so hard to get back to that fourth position in the end. Kukulov Eugene will take home the bronze in the overall standings, with Andy Brooker in that 130 Porsche really being a picture of consistency to take home fourth position. Stephen Carey in that Nyan Cat Mission Spinal car will end up in seventh, and David Dunster, the Pirate Racing Academy driver, will end the season with 69 points in 11th overall. Pick your favourite racing driver from the standings that you see. And without further ado, I will give my voice a rest. Thank you very much for watching through the entirety of this season. Thank you ever so much to everybody who supports ISDA, everybody who takes part in the races, all the work done behind the scenes. It has been a bumper season and an awfully pleasurable experience for myself to be involved with. And a couple of people still in chat. Thank you very much, guys, for sticking around. Kiki saying the GT4s would be awesome, I'm guessing. Thanks to Kuza, you guys make life the easiest thing to commentate. You really do. But without further ado, it is time to end this incredible season of GT3 racing. My name is Binoc Sky. You have been watching the International Sim Drivers Association GT3 World Challenge Autumn Season. Long may they reign, and I will see you all next time, whenever that may be. A very good night to you all, and remember, be excellent to each other. Good night.